Next, your communication. Communication is the focal point of business. Like basketball is in basketball, communication is the focal point of business. How do you give feedback? How do you set limits? How do you package important written and verbal communications? How do you lead meetings? What are all the communication gateways that lead to key outcomes in your life? Think about all those gateways. All those gateways in your health dimension, how you communicate with yourself, how your body communicates with you, how you communicate with people around you and set expectations, how you listen to people around you and make sure you understand the meaning of what they're trying to say. Communication is the bedrock that we are in business. It's the foundation. It's the water that we swim in. We have structures and strategies and skills that you can implement to be more effective in the communication dimension of your business. Instead of going back and correcting things, it's done right the first time. Instead of misinterpreting action and getting emotional, it's understood. There's effective communication going on. Instead of finding out an error was made, there's very clear direction that was given. Instead of having an angry customer, they're very clear on your current position in writing. Next, the leadership component. I often hear, JD, I don't have a team that cares about my business as much as I do. How do I get my business? How do I get my team? I can't make them care, but what do I do? You're designing a game worth playing. Life's aims are life's games. If you have a great game, you have a great aim. People's aims are attached and linked to the game that you design. What is the game? What are the incentives of the game? What does the game mean? Do you guys talk about what you want to create together as a business? Do you treat them like owners, co-creators of the vision? Or are you the only one thinking for the company down the hallway and figuring it out? How do you structure this? What's the culture of your business? How do you turn up the team spirit? We have structures and strategies. We have a whole meeting development process. There's probably things that you might need to look at in your habits to change. Let's face it, you've been a great salesperson. You've been out there and you've been hitting the results. You've been building it and nailing it. You support your family. You've got security. But what about moving a group of people to greatness? This requires a whole new set of skill sets. Uncommon skill. Next, your sales methods. How do you take a lead and convert that lead into money as often as possible? What are your batting averages? What is your step-by-step sales process? Is it laid out clearly so that other people can follow it? Are the scripts clear? Are the steps sensible? Do you have a working order of the steps? Does it paint the kind of picture that your brand is to be painting in the eye of the customer? Are you happy with the way that the sales are working right now? Do you have a good sales database? Do you have a good management system to manage and understand where your forecasts are 90 days from now? What's the sales arm of the business? Is it well-oiled? Is it well-organized? So here we go through all of these steps. We go through these modules over about a 2-year period. No one becomes a black belt overnight. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we arrive at our final module called the Money Mind. The Money Mind is, great, we're increasing income. Most often the entrepreneurs increase their free time. They probably double it. They also increase their income. They find a lot more meaning and purpose in their daily and weekly activities. They find they're having a lot more fun with their business and their confidence goes through the roof. They feel like they could do anything. And they feel like most of their time in the business, when they walk into the time that they leave, they are proactive. There's not a lot of stuff. There's not a bunch of things to do. People can call them and reach them. They're not occupied with a bunch of non-essential junk. They're handling the essentials, the A items. So if you had those capabilities, I'd like to ask you, are those the kind of capabilities that you want? Would you like to be able to have these things? Because once we get there, we've got to talk about minding your money. What are you going to do with your money? Are you going to be buying property? Are you going to be reinvesting it back in the stock market? How are you going to be building equity? What's your payday plan? Are we going to be building up your company for sale? Is your company going to be your retirement ticket? Are you going to retire? What does it look like? So we don't do any wealth planning. That's for a financial advisor. But what we do is we set up a game plan for your personal finance dimension. What's your net worth? What's your expected net worth? What could you do to be increasing it? What are some of the habits that millionaires have that you could be increasing your net worth with? How about your budget? How about your debt ratio? What's your spending plan? Are you spending things on cash or are you popping things on credit cards? How well is that lending itself to the future that you want to create? So what are you doing in this dimension to build up your equity, to build up your value? And all of these things in ensemble, geometrically, as we implement them, there are focusing strategies and power tactics that characterize these 8 particular items. I like to think of it as a black belt in business, that if you care for and attend to geometrically from land and air and sea all at once, these items and begin to implement them one by one, you begin to take delivery of some amazing capabilities. I will tell you this, that at the end of the finish line, you'll be in such a zone of confidence that you will no longer throughout your career feel that plateau of progress pressing up against you. Enemy number one will be gone. You will be able to get out of commoditization and focus a unique brand and a set of unique processes so that your customer will pay the highest price, and they'll have a reason for it. You will also not feel isolated because working with a coach like a wingman or a sparring partner, it's someone that you can talk to about some of your most intimate challenges, someone who's on the train with you, in the cockpit with you, taking the burdens as well as the victories with you and moving through the process. So who gets involved with us and how do you qualify? Well, you qualify based on a couple of things. One is we usually select people who are over 34 years of age. There's something about that age range that comes with a lot of other thoughts. You know, they're no longer rugged individualists. They're ready to share teamwork. They realize that getting to the next level is about investing in themselves. It's not about all the hard work. You need to be making over $100,000 in income, and we do verify that because there are certain habits and perspectives that come with the fact that you've achieved $100,000, but typically our clients are in the $250,000 and $300,000 range. We focus on 6 industries: IT, financial services, contracting, medical, legal, and real estate. Those are our sandboxes that we play in. We work with professionals. Also, you are going to make a fundamental choice, and the fundamental choice that I'm going to ask you to make is this, is that you are willing and you choose to be the predominant creative force in your life. You choose to be that. Not circumstances, but you choose to be the predominant creative force in your life. You see the benefit of teamwork and collaboration. You're ready to make not just a little jump, but you're ready to make a huge jump in your career. Now, that's how we qualify. About 42% of people that ask us for coaching actually go through the process because we have a pretty stringent qualifying method. We are not looking for tire kickers. We don't give any refunds. We ask you for a 6-month commitment. We have programs that start at $600 a month up to $1,000 a month, depending on how accelerated you want the results, what your budget is, and how much time you're willing to spend on the process. So to get involved, here's how you can take the next step. If you find that the person I'm describing is somebody that you'd like to become, and you find that the situations I'm describing are relatably ones that you're into right now or about to be there, please call 714-375-6624 or visit us on the web at highlevelperformance.com. Again, that's highlevelperformance.com. And the phone number is 714-375-6624. You can also visit our audio podcast online at nohypeallowed.com. Again, my name is JD, John Davidson. I am the VIP coach, and I challenge you to make a decision now. Because the more that you delay, the more that you're not going to take delivery of the dreams and the results that you want. This is not a program about hype. This is a program about putting in some real work over a 24-month period. I don't have any quick fixes. You are the performer, we are the coach. And that means you take responsibility for the results that you get. So it really is something to have somebody look out for you and guide you and direct you. But you have to make the commitment. And it's all about consistency and commitment, just like going to the gym, that brings results. So I appreciated this opportunity to speak with you. Have a productive day. Thank you.